Hey guys, today we are talking about a flat wrist versus a cup wrist. Which one's best for your game? At the top, the left wrist being bowed or it being cupped. Which one's right? Obviously we see the likes of Dustin Johnson, John Rahm having a bow, even Brooks Koepka have got a bit of bow in their wrist, and then you see people like Ben Hogan and many other players on tour who've still got cup in their wrist. So which way is the right way for you to have in your game? So let's categorize this really clear. If you struggle with the ball starting too far right of your target, whether that ends up cutting wildly off or you constantly block the ball whilst trying to hit a draw and very rarely have that ball turning back towards the target, flat or bowed is going to be key for you, because one of your problems is going to be, if you've got the face a bit open here, if it's probably going to be a little bit open coming down, and therefore the ball's got the greatest chance of starting right at target. So if we can get you to get the feeling of the bowed wrist or flat at the top, okay, the feeling will then be that the club face comes down into a stronger position right here. So the club face is more matched to my spine at this moment in time. So therefore I can just rotate through and I'm not having to worry about having to have extra rotation in my left arm in order to try and square the face. Now, one of the key points to be able to take away for this as two reference points for you if you're going to try and employ this in your swing, okay? If you really struggle with the ball going left of target and you hook the ball wildly, maybe bowing the club or bowing the wrist or having it flat at the top might not be the best way for you. But if you struggle with, like I say, with it starting right at target, the two reference points would be, first move, make sure the right hand is on top of the club here, okay, because you likely start getting the face open too much that way. This will really help you when the right hand is kind of pointing back down towards the ball. And then from here, what you'll then be able to do is try and feel that that right palm is more up towards the sky at the top of the backswing, which will therefore enable you to flatten that left wrist. Therefore we can see in a much stronger position at the top. Now, if you're a guy who really struggles with the ball starting and going left, so big hooks, big pulls, guy who's trying to maybe hit some fades that always starts left and goes left, or you've got draws which really start left and get you in a lot of trouble, you may want to look at a little bit of cup at the top. So the cup at the top is something that Ben Hogan attributed to him being able to start hitting the fade in his swing. And what we'd be looking at is, at the top here, it's having this little bit of angle in the wrist which would open the club face just a touch. From there, as it's coming down, the face will be a little bit more open here. Therefore, it's going to enable the ball to start more online for your game. So how could you start to use this from your reference points? Okay, for you it's going to be a different first move. It's going to feel like everything's quite matched. The club will be matching the spine, but in this angle, not this way, okay? So it's going to be a little bit more open, okay? Because if I get the right hand on top, I pivot a little bit more down. If I'm opening it, I'm pivoting a little bit more across. So this pivot's very slightly different. From there, what your big one is, you have a little bit of cup still in that wrist in that first move. So what we're talking about here is, during that first part of the takeaway, we've still got that angle here, okay? So you could almost use that kind of lag away move. You see I've got a lot of angle there. Now what we'll then do from here, from that first move there, is try and get that left arm to rotate. So this will start to rotate and it'll feel like my watch is rotating over, and I can feel my left thumb is more underneath the shaft at the top. So it's more supporting the club under, and that's got the cup. So because the thumb is under the shaft, I can feel the club supported into that left thumb. Now as I come down, face is open, and I can deliver it every time. So you could see there, dependent on your tendencies where the ball starts, whether you want to be a bit flatter left wrist or even bowed at the top, or whether you want to have it a little bit more towards the cup. It can be really dependent on what shot you tend to struggle with. It can also help some of the time with where you get the impact location on the face, as guys who get the cup because they're trying to square the club on the way down. If they've not got a flat wrist, will hit it a little bit toe strike. So if you predominantly toe strike, look at trying to flatten that wrist out at the top, because I'm sure that will definitely enable you to align the center of the face back towards the ball. Now, I'm sure there's hopefully some great information for you to be able to take out of this video that you can start to apply to your game. A couple of reference points there that hopefully you'll be able to, when applied properly, start to see the difference in ball flight control. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Thanks a lot for watching, and talk with you again soon.